What is up, lovely people of YouTube? It's your boy Whisk, and lately I have been testing a lot with my friends, and also more importantly I have been talking with the lovely people in the Ritual Beast Haven Discord server, and I've noticed that I need to upload this video about NIBIRU lines, because NIBIRU is very dangerous, and I wanted to know if we can improve the NIBIRU lines on the Nemeses package, because for the pure lines I already made the early and middle nib line video, but with Nemesis we can do a bit better. First of all, a lot of credits goes for YouTuber content creator Trough, who has basically made this video already before me, and he came up with the concept of flexible searching, which we will incorporate in this video. But in his video he is using Colossus, which he already changed his mind about. He's not using Colossus anymore. So in this video we will show the Protoss lines. And okay, and another one thing, these NIBIRU lines require you to play Elder Canna and Elder Rampengu a little bit differently than in my previous video. I will tell you the main difference, but the cost of doing so is that you will not have two Laras in circulation. But I think that it's worth it, this new variant, which is more NIBIRU resilient than the old line. So for the old video it's still okay, but just remember that this new video has a more resilient way to play in case you get hit by NIBIRU. If you don't get hit by NIBIRU, then it didn't matter, but in case you get hit, then this is the line you should play. I will show you now. But before we go into this, you must, I will write one thing, and you must remember this. Trough called this flexible searching, and this just means you search inheritance first instead of Wen or Lara. And why is this? Because this is what you must remember. If they NIBIRU you at the earliest stage possible, we call this early nib, and in this case you need Wen. If they NIBIRU you at middle point, this is when you have Falco and two beasts, this we call middle nib. And in this case, in the early nib you need Wen, in the middle nib you need Lara. So if you think about this, then you will also realize that for all the lines that we showcase that we don't get nipped, they should look the same as this line, right? Because if you don't get nipped at middle point, or you did get nipped at middle point, you didn't know which one will happen. So you have to play as if you got nipped, but also if you don't get nipped at this point and you do the greedy line, then you must be prepared to have the optimal line in that case as well. So but how do we make sure that we get Wen or Lara appropriately? We can do this by searching inheritance first, and then seeing what happens. So first, okay, let's finally jump into the replace. And I think I will start by first showing you the greedy combo with the NIBIRU resilience sequence incorporated, and then we will see the early nib, and then we will see the middle nib, and then we will see the three different late nib possibilities with Appaloosa and Garpelia. So this is if you don't get NIBIRU'd, but you still play carefully as if you could get NIBIRU'd, okay? So far it's the same as my old line. You banish Lara, you don't use effect, you tag out for Elder Canna, and here and now we will search Lara. So this is the difference. We don't get early NIBIRU and we don't get middle NIBIRU, but we play as if. So we search Lara, then Pengu, and this is the same. And this one banishes Canna. This must always be the case, and then Lara revives new Lara. So here's the difference, and as you can see, we won't be able to special summon two Laras at the same time to get the Small optimization, but this is the cost for being more NIBIRU resilient, because if they NIBIRU you at this point, we can still make a very nice board. But now, since they don't NIBIRU us at this point, we will assume that they just don't have it, and we will do the greedy line. I will just quickly go through. So we get the search, which will be Stitz, Pengu effect, we'll get Winda, Apelio, because Winda is already on the board. Now we go into the standard, Nemesis play, search flag, flag return fusion, and search for Protoss. And here you can decide, you can wait with Protoss, you can hold Protoss, whatever you want to do, but let's say you want to summon Protoss immediately. You can go for Ray at canna, and because we have Apelio in the graveyard who hasn't been yet summoned, we can do canna effect, banish, get additional search. So we did get 2 searches as in the old line, but the only difference is that we only have 1 Lara in the circulation now. And because we have a pyro now, we can FTK the fires if you want to, because Banshee will revive. Now let's say we FTK the fires and we make IP, and that's the line. Same as before, basically. But you saw the sequence was a little bit different. We summoned new Lara and stuff like that. And this cost us, we had to use additional tamer name when in this case. So this was the greedy approach, and we searched Lara. Okay, now let's see. Now let's start by early Nib again. So in this case here I'm having 2 canna hogs, you will see why. So what will we be searching? So we search inheritance because we don't know if our opponent will NIBIRU us here or later. Because if we search here Lara and he NIBIRUs us now, we won't be able to make such a good board. You can check for yourself and you will see why. But if we search when and he does not NIBIRU us here and he NIBIRUs us at middle point, then we also won't be able to get such a nice board as before. Also, you can check why. So if we search inheritance, we are kinda, protected. But let's say in this case he NIBIRUs us, okay. So now we have to go for when. And this is now the standard early NIBIRU line. You banish Lara for Nochi, and Lara will summon Pengu. Pengu drop Apelio, and use the 2 names to get into Falco. Falco banish Apelio, normal summon when reborn Lara. It's necessary to reborn Lara here, so that because we want to tag out into 2 level 4s later, so it will be Apelio and Winda. That's why we have to keep Apelio here banished. So now we make Link Spider, and we use those 4 to make Rerotari. That's why we needed Link Spider. And now Rerotari will add Carnhawk, and Carnhawk will banish Winda, and now we can tag out into Winda and Apelio while searching Stitz. Now, of course, we will use Apelio effect and go into the rank 4 play. Nemeses, search Protoss, and now we can make IP, we can FTK the darks instead if you want, we can FTK the lights if we want, because, and we can also, if you wanted to, we can also FTK the fires. So in this example, I just FTK the lights. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 disruptions through early NIBIRU, and I don't show, so far I didn't show the Elder Rampengu versions because they are completely the same. But they will be different in the safe, the Appaloosa Gaia variants, and in this case I will showcase them separately here, okay? But for the greedy line, the early line and the middle line, it doesn't matter if you have Pengu or Carnhawk, it's the same. So middle nib, it starts the same, and we search inheritance. So we notice now that opponent did not NIBIRU us, therefore we will search Lara with inheritance. But first we banish Pengu, and now we search Lara. And our opponent is a crafty man. He is waiting for us to spend our resources. We summon Lara and revive Lara, and now opponent is NIBIRU us here. Okay, now what can we do now? Again, we will need Spider, of course. We will summon Nochi by banishing 2 Laras. Lara will summon Apilio now. Why Apilio? Because we need to banish Falco. And now Dragon can tag out into Falco, and Falco can tag out into 2 names, one of which is level 4. So this is the difference, because we needed the level 4 to be available. If we revived Pengu at the Kimun Falco point, we wouldn't be able to revive him here. Here we would revive Lara instead, and we would not have rank 4 play. So that's the most important thing, why we have to change the sequence compared to previous video. But now the play is pretty standard. So, but not so standard, because you have to remember Pengu is live and he will be able to drop Winda, and this Winda has not been summoned yet. We will use her at the end. So rank 4, Flag, Protoss. Yeah, so here is how to climb into Rerotari, in case you forgot. You link away the 2 while keeping the Pyro on the board. And now SP can banish NIBIRU, because why not? We can get rid of it. And now, because we have Pyro on board, we can banish Earth, Fire, and Winda. And because this was banished, he will revive. I had to sneeze, sorry. Okay. And now we can decide what we want to FTK. We want to maybe FTK Fires, we can FTK Darks, Lights, or here in this case we just went for Rerotari and added Konahawk. And because we have Winda banished, and we can get another search. Get a search, get them back, and let's say we make IP. So in this case, because we already spent SP, the IP will be able to summon Unicorn. I play Unicorn, and I think I will keep playing Unicorn, or it can summon Appaloosa if you want, but I think Unicorn would be great here. And now we will see what happens if you want to play the safe line. So I personally don't like these lines, because they are not, I mean, one requires you to play Appaloosa, which I don't think you have that really much extra deck space. But you will see. Anyway, I will show them. And we have Elder Canahawk Appaloosa variant. And we have Elder Pengu Appaloosa variant. And we also have Elder Pengu Gaia variant. Now, why we don't have Elder Canna Gaia variant is because without Ritual Beast Bonds, which I don't play, it's not possible to make any decent board with Gaia Pilio. Or at least I didn't find it. So we will only see the Appaloosa variant with Elder Canna, and with Elder Pengu we will see both variants, and they are a little bit different, that's why. But remember, until the middle Falco choke point, the line has to look the same, otherwise we didn't achieve anything, right? So it has to look the same as NIBIRU line, and it does. So we search Lara, we banish Pengu, summon, and this is the middle line point. And now, if opponent does not NIBIRU us here, we can summon Appaloosa. Now again, we banish 2 Laras to get Nochi. Nochi again gets Apelio. Apelio banishes Falco, and Nochi goes into Falco, and Falco goes into 2 names, and we can go into Fires. Winda. fire. And we get Protoss. Here we triggered him immediately, but it doesn't matter that much. And now here is more interesting thing, because we don't have additional name here as we had before. Therefore, we cannot just go for canna hawk, banish something else, and so that we will be able to tag out for Winda and Wen as we did before, because we don't have the spare name because we used it for Appaloosa, right? So in this case, what we can do, because Winda is in the graveyard, we can banish Lara with Protoss and add Lara back to hand with Rerotari and summon Winda and get the search. So in this case, it's probably only viable to FTK the darks. So, but we have 3 negates here, 2 disruptions here, which is nice because usually Appaloosa gets attacked, but you know, Rerotari and Stitz will be a very nice protection against attacking, so they work nicely together. But still, I don't like these lines so much. And now let's see Appaloosa with Pengu. So you would play the same way if you played Elder Pengu and you expected to get middle Nibiru. You know, and reborn new Lara, so the same board basically. And now again, same, this is the same, banish both Laras, summon Apelia, this is the same, Apelia banish Falco, this is the same. Falco into 2 names, this is the same. And here is the difference, you know. Remember before we had Pengu here instead of Karahawk, and we dropped the Winda to the graveyard, and at the end we banished Lara, which revived the Winda. But now we have Karahawk, so we won't be able to do this. And we also don't have Wen, because if we had Wen, we could do the same trick except revive from banishment. So we can't do that. And with that in mind, I think that the best options for most amount of disruptions is to just banish Tits. But I think this is already on the Discord spreadsheet, probably. And here just standard. ASP, revive, Rerotari, Tits, and so we have this. But it's not, you see, it's not the best, okay? And now, if I suggest you go this line, if you open Elder on Pengu and you have many Ritual Beast names in the hand, you can go into the... But you know, this line looks the same as before for starting. Except we don't banish Gaia with Pengu, right? But here's the same. Lara. Okay, opponent, do you want to Nibiru here? No, okay. We make Gaia. So, this line does not work with Canahawk, Elder Canahawk, because we would only have 1 name in the graveyard, so we wouldn't be able to summon Nochi. So and you know, we wouldn't be able to never mind, I will think about this later. Or we can try it together on the videos and let's see what happens. We will come to the bottom of this mystery. Why am I saying that with Elder Canahawk it's not possible to make Rerotari? We will see together. Now let's just see what happens. So new Lara got Apelia banish Rerotari and banish the other 2 names to get Nochi. Nochi goes into Falco, this is standard, and Falco goes into 2 names. You already know all of that. And now same as before, same reasoning. we banish Stitz. Now just fast forward because this is basically the same. We return Railotari so that we are able to summon again. Okay, so this is all for the Nemesis lines. I mean, I think with what we have currently, without playing any additional engines like Finsmith or Terror Top into Bamboozling Shadow, this is the best we can do around Nibiru. It requires to play very accurately and Link Spider. Now let's check if we try to do Elder canna line with Gaia. It doesn't work. This is what I'm saying. Now let's see why it doesn't work. So here we do the standard, banish Nulara, no effect yet. We search for inheritance, or in this case, just Lara. Oh, Jesus Christ, misclicked. Okay, again. Okay, again. Banish Lara, no effect. Summon canna. Canna effect. Target 2 tamers. Chain tag out. Select Elder canna. Search for Lara. Canna effect. Banish pengu. Because we need to follow the line. Then summon Falco. Falco effect. Has to banish one. Summon Lara. Lara revive. Okay. Opponent, do you want to Nibiru? No. Okay. We make a Pilio. And we only have Elder in the graveyard, right? Okay, so yeah, so it's this is why it's not possible, because we have a Pengu in the banishment, which we haven't yet used, and we have Elder in the graveyard. And so we can summon Pengu here, but this will give us 2 names in the graveyard. And there is no other way to get a name in the graveyard, right? So yeah. So if you go for Pilio or something, you don't have any names in the graveyard. So if you go for Pengu, then you wasted the Pengu which was banished. But let's just see if we can dig somewhere. So we do this, now we have this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we have the same line as before, but we don't even have Stitz. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a worst line. Make SP. Summon Banshee back. Yeah. So it's not worth it, okay? Because it's just not good. We wasted a summon for nothing, so. But we can still add something. Let's say the best thing to add is Lara. So banish Lara, dark and fire. We want to add Lara. We have nothing to summon, we just have a follow-up play for the next turn. And we can FTK the darks or no lights. Ah! And this is just not good, so that's why it's not good to go for Gaia. And in general, I don't like the safe lines. And as always, for the end of the video, we have decklist discussion. We have got Corridor and Colossus because, I don't know, maybe the meta will change and the Colossus will become a little bit better, but I don't know, okay? I just... yesterday I tested with him and it was nice, and Corridor came into clutch some games, but But okay, if everyone will play Finn Smiths and will search a lot, we can play Colossus, or we can just FTK them with Protoss like I showed in the last video. But the main issue is extra deck space. Like here, I think I'm playing everything that's necessary, and I don't even have space for Appaloosa, so I can't even make the Appaloosa line if I wanted to here. And you know, I don't play two Falcos, which is nice to have. I don't play two Renotaris, which is nice to have. I play Unicorn, Anima, and Access because they are the best breakers in my opinion. I play the SP and IP, which is mandatory, Link Spider, which is mandatory for NIBIRU lines, and the requirement for Nemesis. So tell me what you would cut, tell me what you think it's better, tell me if I missed any NIBIRU lines, and see you on the Discord. Goodbye.